Hi everyone, I'm Shabeli. I'm a board certified anesthesiologist assistant. I'm 27 years old and I work and live in Florida. I want to take you all in a week in my life as an AA to kind of show you the work-life balance we get, especially for pre-med students or people that haven't come across any AAs. So this week, starting on Sunday, I don't have any work, but sometimes we could be on call. I have a weekday call this week from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. So that means I have to be readily available about 30 minutes from when I get the call to go into work. I also have a weekend call this week from 7 a.m. until 7 a.m. on Sunday, so I'll be working Saturday until about Sunday. And again, I have to just be readily available to go into work. It doesn't mean that I'll be in the hospital. And the weekend call is shared with another coworker, so one of us will be the first person to go in if there is a case, and the other person would be the backup person, essentially, to go in. I work a 5-8 schedule, so I work 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts, but in my hospital and in many hospitals, there's other shifts, such as 410s or something like 313s. My hospital has 213s and then a 14, and that covers the 40-hour work week for some of my coworkers. You'll see that for me with my 5/8s, I like to go to the gym, and that's kind of how I spend my afternoon. I have a lot of time off in the afternoon, and I just catch up with my coworker and classmate and friend Daniel and my boyfriend Angelo, who works from home. So yeah, follow along if you're interested and if you want to see what the work-life balance is like. Sunday was my day off and it was really chill. I just went to the gym with Angelo and Dan, and then afterwards got some food ready. It was Super Bowl weekend, so we cooked some dinner and we enjoyed watching the Super Bowl on a projector. On Monday, I did the ortho room where the patients had spinals and LMAs for their anesthesia. The general flow of things starts with getting the room set up, interviewing the patient in the pre-op holding area, and when the surgical team is ready, the case will start. We give the anesthesia, the surgeon performs their procedure, and the patient wakes up. They then get dropped off in the recovery area known as PACU. The process is repeated for the next patient. I was also on call, so I went to the gym. I caught up with my friend and roommate Dan before I was called back to provide anesthesia for an emergency pacemaker insertion. Post-call, I was tired, but luckily I had a lighter day. I got off at noon and I just recovered. I started the day in a C-section in which the patient got a spinal. It's also important to have a backup airway and some anti-nausea and multimodal pain medicine. My hospital provides free food, which is awesome because they have a lot of options and it saves everyone money and time. I ended my day in endo. On Thursday, I did general cases with LMAs and ET tubes. I went to the gym straight after work. On Friday, I was in endo, which are faster turnovers. It's important to have a backup airway in these cases because you never know when you'll need to intubate. I had free breakfast provided by the hospital. I went back to endo and I did some charting before the case started, and then I had a couple of different airways out and ready for a case that I had later in the day. I had a senior student that I was precepting this day. I went to the gym and then I picked up my favorite takeout, and then I had a chill night watching Netflix before my call on Saturday. On Saturday, I didn't have a case until noon and I was on first call. I was called in twice for general anesthesia cases in the main ORs. I live 20 minutes from the hospital, which is really convenient on call. This week, I worked more than most other weeks since I was on call twice. I picked up call from one of my coworkers. We have a good sized group that shares the call. Next week will be a lighter week, which is nice to alternate the workload. And every hospital varies on their policy on call. I had a chill night at home in case they needed me back in, but I got to sleep in and I wasn't called back in that night. So this week I had an opportunity to do intubations, spinals, LMA placements, and as an AA we can do A-lines, central lines, spinals, epidurals, nerve blocks, and ACLS management. It's really nice because it never becomes routine. There's a lot of variety in terms of patient and their physiology and in the anesthesia that we can do for them. I wanted to do this video to bring awareness to the CAA profession and help it grow into other states like New York and New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. There's a couple of different routes to become an anesthesia provider in the US. There's a medical school route, the nursing route, there's even a dental route, and then there's a CAA route. And if I had chose any of the other routes, a week in my life would have looked different. If I was in the medical school route, I would probably still be in the didactic portion of my training, and I probably would be in the library studying a lot. And it would take a couple years before I'm a licensed provider. And if I had gone the nursing route, I probably would have done an accelerated BSN and be working in the ICU and looking into applying into CRNA school. And then with the dental route, I would probably be along the same timeline in terms of the medical school route. And again, be in the didactic portion, studying and working towards becoming a clinician in a couple of years. So I'm really happy that I chose the CAA route. I feel like there's a lot of work-life balance in this route, and I think anesthesia in general is very rewarding because it's a very procedural-based profession. We do a lot of intubations and other procedures, but there's so many reasons to go into anesthesia as a profession. But if you are looking to do anesthesia or do something similar to medical school and you're looking into other options, I think it would be great to look into the CAA profession. So if you're interested in learning more about the CAA profession, stay tuned, like, comment anything you want to see more of, and subscribe.